Hello, Must-Do0063 back for part 9 of I Want to Be the Permanence. Last time we took out the final of the initial 8 stages, which was I Want to Be the Nature. And yeah, it went okay. The first half much better than the second half, but what can I say? The first half is just considerably easier, I think, than the second half. The second half's got a few like traps and really awkward manoeuvres, especially the last 2 screens actually. When you certainly know what you're doing. Even when you do know what you're doing, it's got some tricky bits. But yeah, overall that was absolutely fine. As indeed was the boss of the area. Despite in fact being an avoidance boss. So yeah, you go figure. I never would have thought I would say that. Certainly the first 4 that we've seen in these 8 areas, that the avoidance boss would be my favourite of the lot, or indeed what I consider to be substantially the best, but yes, it really is. It's miles better than any of the other 3 in the first 4 areas, and it's probably better than 3 of the 4 that we're going to have in the final part as well, so yay. We did see my kind of like new, I guess, recording strategy for avoidances I'm hoping to sort of implement in the future. Probably didn't necessarily work maybe brilliantly there, given it was like the first one where I'd done it, and also it didn't take like too long to do, I don't think. So yeah, I imagine for avoidance bosses that are going to go on for considerably longer or be more frustrating and annoying, that's going to come into play a bit more than that. But yeah, obviously cutting in play in that avoidance boss, and that's probably going to be how I'm going to go forward in regards commentary on difficult or avoidance bosses that I think are going to take some time to clear. So yeah, probably didn't work all that well though during that boss, because it was the first time I had tried doing it. But oh well, hopefully I'll get better at that type of thing as I continue to play these fan games and continue to come across annoying avoidance bosses. Not that one was annoying. I like that one. Wouldn't call that one annoying. It was just obviously, yeah, took a bit of time to get back into the swing of it. Anyway, with that excessively long intro, time to move on to the final path. So as you can see here, yes, there was a warp up here in the top, and we're going to be taking on the first, hopefully at least anyway, the first section of the final path. The final path is split into 4 bits, pretty much divided by the 4 bosses that we're going to have in here. And it's a bit of a mixed bag. Much of it is all okay, but there are a couple. I'd say the bosses again. 3 of the 4 bosses just really not a fan of particularly at all. Just for one reason or another. We'll get to see those as we go through. And unfortunately, regrettably, there is one platforming section that I really do not like at all. And hi, it's the first one we're going to come up across. So let's just get on with it and hopefully get it over with. And that brings me to an immediate gripe straight off the bat. Why, when we have to have DuckTales music, does it always, and I pretty much mean always, have to be the moon, or a remix of the moon? There's so much good music and so much terrible gameplay going on here. There's so much good music in DuckTales, either the 2 games that were like originally released on the NES, or indeed the remastered version, or DuckTales Remastered, that came out probably about 4 years or so ago now, possibly even longer ago than that, and I died to the same bloody spike twice in a row. Oh my god, not even that. What? There's no reason for that at all. There's no reason to die to that once, let alone twice. Admittedly, I'm trying not to get a border kill by jumping too high and going off screen, but like that, and that was close, gee whiz, but goodness me, no reason whatsoever to be touching that spike. Oi. Anyway, yeah, I'll return to my gripe. Why? Why the moon every bloody time? And I mean every bloody time. There's, yeah, just please, someone put some DuckTales music in an I Want to Be game and not have it be the moon. I think possibly piece of cheese do that, and I want to be these. I want to make a sandwich. I feel like there was the DuckTales area at the end of that. It might have been some moon music because it referenced the moon, but I'm also pretty sure there was another section. Maybe it was the Amazon music or something. So yeah, I might be misremembering that, but and I say there was still the moon in that. But yeah, it felt like actually there was some other music from DuckTales that wasn't the moon. Yeah, that's very much appreciated. Anyway, enough of the rant about that. The first bit of this platforming section is not too bad, but regrettably we are going to see this pretty much all over again at the end, because well, you'll see why in a minute. But yeah, we've made our way through a few saves. This is the last one until we're going to effectively loop round again. But our first sweep through, I mean, I've already spoiled the fact that then we're going to do a second sweep through here. The first sweep through is, reasonably straightforward enough. It's just normal platforming. That's a very weird transition there. I thought I'd actually hit it didn't go off screen there. I thought I'd touched the spike or was going to die there. But anyway. Cleared that last screen, and you can see this looks fairly familiar. But, oh no, we're going to have... I forgot about that. We are going to have a cavalcade now. I remember where some of these are, and again, that's part of the reason, frankly, why I'm deciding to play this game. I guess since we're at the beginning, I'll show this off. They're all fake, so yeah, I'm going to have to do something about that. A reason why I'm playing this as a Let's Play, so soon after I actually played this just through regularly, because... yeah, I remember getting slightly... Did not remember that. There's a block there. Oh, no, spike, sorry. There might even be a block there as well. That would also be in the way. I'm pretty sure there's blocks up here that are going to need to be more careful with those jumps. And this is fake floor, I believe, as well. So can we pull this off? We can. Yeah, you don't have to worry about that again anymore. Wonderful. Lovely. That's twice I've now died to a spike that's sticking out. And, yeah, okay, fine, it's a trigger, but should never ever get hit to it. I shouldn't be going up high enough to actually hit the spike in the first place. Yeah, anyway, the main point, one of the main reasons why I'm doing this so soon after I played it originally is I reckon that these traps and whatever, they annoyed me so much first time round, would be very annoying to have to do all over again if I'd forgotten where the large majority of them are. So, yay! One of the many reasons why I'm doing this, not too long after having played it for the first time through. And it would be wonderful if I could just not die on things that are not trap or related whatsoever. But we can't do that. Admittedly, that's not really trap related. I can, it's not a trigger per se. I can see that the spike is protruding up and down there. So yeah, nothing trap worthy there. Okay, good. We made that jump this time. Nice. I feel like there's a visible block here. Yep, I did not remember that spike, admittedly, but I guess we're going to have to jump that far, realistically anyway. So that was fortunate. I messed up on the final jump. Fantastic. We've got to do all this again. Could have been done with this, but no, we have to do it all over again. Not that again it is the worst thing in the world. You've obviously, I'm getting through this at a reasonably fair pace for me, at least anyway. I mean, I'm not going to be setting any, speed records or anything like that, but for me, for my abilities, my standards or whatever, this isn't so bad. And that was awful again on the final bloody jump before the save. I think we're going to have that one last screen with the big drop again at the end when I finally clear this. But yeah, this has actually gone by considerably better than what I did before. I say because I'm, well, in theory at least anyway. Because I'm much more familiar with the traps and such like that. For example, the one on I guess the two on the actually there's quite a few on the screen after this. But yeah, getting through this screen, which isn't the easiest thing in the world to do. But I've said it so many times before, lots of times during this Let's Play as well, where there's been so many areas that are heavily trap based. I mean they're fine up to a point, but I've never been a fan of areas where you have a cavalcade of them, and there's loads of them at the end of a section where you end up obviously just having to backtrack so bloody much through the entire area, and having to redo the whole damn thing all over again is just tedious personified, and pisses me off. Anyway, moving on to the final bit of this section, or to the point where obviously the screens start looping around. So after this we will actually continue with the path. And we won't have the same as what we've already been doing. That was an awful jump. For this last screen, just sort of time out the spikes as they're coming up from the floor as best you can. And it's not too bad once you know where things are. This section, on the other hand, can go screw itself. I'm hoping this goes considerably better than... What? Okay, I've got to know now. What? Okay, I've got to land in the middle of this platform and know whether that's... No. Okay, but the thing's pulling me off to the right-hand side, and I'm going to the spikes anyway. So, okay, so we'll just ignore the platform entirely then, since you're messing me up enormously. Anyway, yeah, this section here is just... Well, I'm going to say absolutely awful, but not all the way through. There's one section here that's just, that is absolutely horrendous, and I hate it. The rest of it's not so bad, but honestly, the physics in this whole section, as with most sort of moving cart sections, I'm not even going to call like the cart section, that was bad, did the wrong thing there, or just didn't jump over like here. Even though like the one in the original, I Want to Be the Guy, just the physics of like the scrolling screen to the right hand side or whatever, just make this really, really awkward and yeah, very frustrating because it feels like you're, you know, the deaths. Oh, that was bad. The deaths are just, I don't say like not your fault, but things just sort of happen that, you know, you feel like they shouldn't have done. Anyway, that's bad. I need to save my double jump for that. That was terrible. Anyway, we've got a and I keep getting at the moment getting screwed over by the scrolling screen and just either not clearing spikes or landing on them on the way backwards because the screen is scrolling. Obviously, thankfully, when you touch a save, it does reset. Obviously, the screen to being back to the middle, so you haven't got to, you know, you're not chasing or whatever. But yeah, this can be potentially really awkward, and I think I've messed this up unless I can get a good. Oh my goodness me! You cannot believe how long I was gonna spend. Dig it, ranting. Was that even first or second go? I can't believe it. I swear to God, I was prepared to rant about that bloody wall jump section for the best part of 5, 10, 15 minutes, however long that took to do. I'm speechless at the fact that I managed to clear that so quickly. I forgot about those stars. Yeah, you can actually see. No way! What the hell killed me? Okay, fine. We're not going to piddle about at the end. We are going to move off the screen because I have no idea what killed me there. That was absolutely awful and not very well designed because I have absolutely no idea what the hell killed me there. Yeah, we're just going to move on and I'll pause here to talk about that. That wall jump section is awful. Oh my God, it's so difficult to... I know you're going to hear me... Let's just actually move to the right-hand side and just show you that is not where you're supposed to go. So yeah, we are supposed to be on this platform, and I guess we'll progress while I'm talking here. This section's pretty much just avoid find a decent pattern where these guys are digging up the fruit, and it's not too tricky. I just made a colossal mess of, well, both attempts now. But yeah, this section's really not too much to worry about. I mean, it's not the same each time, at least I think it is anyway. They seem pretty random, but yeah, it's really not that bad at all, as I think that was demonstrated here on the third go. And hopefully I'm not going to get screwed over and killed just completely randomly for no reason whatsoever now. Assuming that fruit actually can't hit me. It could hit me, there's a possibility for it to hog into me, so I'll be careful there. But, good, yeah, anyway, the wall jump section. You all know that I have huge problems with I used to have lots of huge problems with the wall jumping, and I feel like I've got much better at it, but the wall jumping in that section with the screen scrolling quite quickly to the right makes that section horrible. Going off of wall jumps where they're on the right side of on the right side of the wall, which is the more difficult one, again, due to the dominance of the keyboard with the right overriding the left. I feel like I'm trying to demonstrate now. Obviously I'm not talking about it, but talking much about what buttons I'm pressing, but yeah, believe me, the right is dominating the left on the keyboard. Yeah, going off wall jumps to the right can be trickier, because you feel like you perhaps clip off the wall jump and don't quite get it, but with the screen scrolling really quickly to the right-hand side, that whole wall jump section, I swear to God, that took me half an hour to do. First time round, if not more. That was absolutely... I'm just going to go in here just because I don't feel like I want to get screwed over by any cherries or delicious fruit or whatever. Because it could happen. I'd like to think I'm prepared enough and there's easily enough time to safeguard against it. But oh my goodness me! But that wall jump section took half an hour easy to do. I just could not get the hang of it. Admittedly, I've got an idea there of what I want to do now. But also remembering obviously what I want to do, which safe spots I want to use, which wall jumps I typically want to use, which ones I want to ignore. Most of the quick ones I want to ignore, frankly, just stick on the regular ones because it's just easy to control the kid in that respect. But man, that section was one of the most frustrating in the game first time round, and I think I cleared that the first legitimate go. I think where I didn't fail the cliff jumps at the beginning. That was incredible. I am absolutely gobsmacked. And that brings us to the end of the first half of the section in this area. So, yay! I was prepared. Less so perhaps with the trap section or the looping section at the beginning, and more so that cart section. But yeah, I was expecting to be there for some considerable time, and the cart section went by amazingly well. I am absolutely gobsmacked. And I will take that quite gladly. Anyway, moving on to the second section of the first area of the final path. I feel like the music's actually much more relaxing as well. Not that I don't like DuckTales or the Moon music, but there's just something about this that actually feels this is the right line, I think, isn't it, for this? Well, it would be. I just jumped too high and off the screen and got a border kill. Fantastic. Yeah, for whatever reason, this section, maybe because it's just generally feels a lot easier, I don't know, or to me at least anyway. Far less frustrating and more fun, but I guess we'll see how it pans out. My timing, unfortunately, on that sucks. I need to make that manoeuvre, which admittedly can be a bit tricky. You've got, I don't know why I went for that. I should have just hung about and waited for the heart to, waited for another cycle. That was just, me getting ahead of myself, trying to be too greedy. I should have just held fire there. But anyway, well, let's talk about the bit that I'm dying on when I actually get there again. First off, we need to go over to these two blocks over here to get rid of the one spike up here, so we can move up here. We're then going to wait for this heart. We're going to hit this switch, which gets rid of the spike to the left, to the left of the stave and to the right of the rotating heart. When you hit that as well, I mean, the first time you're almost bound to get hit. These spikes below you are going to catch you off guard, but once you know the spikes are there, will come under the switch. Pretty straightforward. You want to rub up against this wall, I think, in order to just be able to. Just be able to walk off the edge of that ledge and then do a dip jump away from the spike. So then you need to time out landing to the left of this heart when the heart is obviously not rotating at its fullest, so it's wide. You obviously want it when it's narrow point and not when it's at its widest. But easier said than done. This triggers up. Yep. So we're going to be careful through here. And then this manoeuvre sucks. Trying to time out, getting a gap between the rotating heart there and landing on the edge of that ledge when the spike is, which is, moving pretty quickly on what is ultimately a 2-block wide platform. Not the easiest thing in the world. I would really like to not keep hitting my head on trying to clear this spike pyramid. I've died like way too many times for that. Please, let's cut that out. But yeah, frankly, as for this, I must admit, I've not been paying attention at all to when a good time would be to move to avoid that rotating heart. I'm just sort of going and hoping for the best. I mean, I still think I'd be unlucky to clip the heart because, let's face it, it's at its widest at a short period of time. But still, anyway, yeah, this manoeuvre here, getting up there when the heart is not. Well, I'm not going to catch her into the heart, but also then when the spike is not going to be over on the right-hand side of that ledge, your window of opportunity there is very, very narrow. It is a very awkward jump to pull off. I'm sincerely hoping that I pull off the gate jump after it, because I think that is the only thing that could screw me up after that. But that jump there is a pain. It's very, very difficult for me to just sort of sit there and wait for a good opportunity. It's almost like I should hit the switch first off, but I should almost like just go straight for it right from the beginning and just see whether the timing works, and if not, then do it again. Like, I mean, that was awful. I need to set myself so that I'm going to at least clear the heart. If I get hit to the spike, then so be it. But I should not get hit to the heart. I should time it so that I'm going to clear the heart. If it's all timed to the point where I'm making the same maneuvers like after here, when it rotates, dropping down, then if it works out, it works out. If not, then I can reevaluate, maybe take a bit of extra time and pause and wait for another cycle or something. So anyway, if I don't mess up the gate jump, we won't have to worry about it anymore anyway. Yay. Okay, moving on. I don't think there's anything over here, is there? And I don't think I get stuck either. No, it's just there for no reason, frankly. Really, I couldn't walk under that piece of delicious fruit. Fantastic. Anyway, up, down, up. Right, fine. This thing is supposed to move. Mind if you're not going to move. Yeah, there's no way. That thing is supposed to move. Did I miss a trigger point or something? Let's try that again. Down, up. Okay, what do I do differently there? Did I just move slightly? Like, is the trigger point somewhere around there or something? I don't know why when I dropped down that go it triggered and the other time it didn't. I have no idea why. Anyway, the go before did at least trigger out this spike wall, and that does remind me that there's another spike wall here, so yeah, wasn't going to fall for that trap. I remembered it anyway. But yeah, the first spike wall was a very good reminder, at least, if I had forgot about the second spike wall. But yeah, once the heart starts, or once you've triggered it and it starts circling, then yeah, you need to get past it quickly. Jump. I don't believe there's unless you're like, maybe you could be right up against that spike wall there and there'd be a safe spot, but I think frankly the rotation of the heart actually might mean there isn't. Like a couple of times you might be safe there, but because it's like not wide, it's narrow, but when it's at its widest you might not even find that as a safe spot, so I wouldn't hang about there at all. Try and clear this first spike wall first off, and then yeah, watch out for the second spike wall. That didn't turn out to be too bad at all, and we are making yeah, fairly decent progress. Moving on. That was bad timing, and bad positioning, and probably bad everything else. There shouldn't be... Really? I don't think there should be a problem at least getting down to the ground here and finding a safe spot. Does that actually hit me? Am I safe there? I am safe there, and if I'm... Yeah. Obviously it wouldn't be safe if I moved a little bit more to the left, but yeah, there at least I'm safe. That's good to know. And I don't think I want to make this in one go. I think I want to aim for... Yeah, that area there, that should... Yeah, the next jump after that is pretty straightforward. But I guess you probably could make it all in one go there, but frankly I prefer to try and make the safe spot below the heart. Just, yeah, it's probably... it's not so tricky that it's not worth doing. Let's put it that way. Anyway, yeah, moving on. I think we've got a few traps. I did not remember that. That was kind of fortunate. So yeah, good to know that's there. This one's probably going to get me because I can't remember for the life of me how this works. Yeah, there's a couple of hearts there. Or the two most rightward ones, yeah, come up. But I guess what I'm going to have to do here is try and get it so that they're sort of both relatively small when they go up. Because if they're, well, yeah, as wide as that second one is, then it's not going to leave me a lot of room to to avoid it. There we go. Cool. Nice. We are making very good progress. I think we're getting close to the end. Forgive me, it might take... Oh, that seems to work out quite nicely, actually. Just by sheer complete accident, that I have a good align here. Like, for example, if I would have run up against that wall, then yeah, I can't walk off there. So is it just that I just so happen to have a decent align as I enter this screen? That's very nice. Because yeah, I don't want to be mucking around doing a jump and then a double jump through there. I just want to be walking off the... I want to be mucking up on a very, very simple drop afterwards, yay. But no, all I want to be doing here is is walking off that ledge. I've done it again, fantastic. Walking off that ledge and then doing effectively a double jump, dip jump through the other spikes. Because yeah, don't fancy mucking around with that whatsoever. So yeah, the fact that I've got the good align just automatically probably seems to be helping me, unfortunately, much at the moment. Well, it's helping a little, but I'm not clearing the rest of it. But yeah, the fact that I've got a good line going into this, very, very nice. Okay, that was straightforward enough. And I forgot that triggered. Lovely. Here's hoping it doesn't take me forever to get back down to there now. Yeah, as I said, I've got a decent feeling, like perhaps on the previous screen, for example, with those hearts. I knew they were going to do something. Couldn't remember exactly where the safe spot was or what exactly I'd need to do, but... yeah, I knew it was there, but not with that one. I couldn't remember that one. And I'm slightly disappointed that I can't remember exactly what happens to this one. This one does something. This triggers, definitely. I can't for the life of me remember what it does. And that was insanely lucky. The time, wow, I mean, that looked ridiculous. Or ridiculously close. Now, just out of the corner when I saw a heart coming at me, I was like, okay, I better jump up and do something. I just happened to avoid it. That was insane. That was lucky. Now I know that's there. I'm going to have far more time to avoid that. That shouldn't bother me anymore. This might bother me, though. But it didn't. Oh, my goodness me. That manoeuvre there caused me next to no end of frustration and pissed me off so much first time I did it. You have to immediately, as soon as you make a jump for this, to the below to the right of the two spikes on the floor. As soon as you make that jump up there, do not stop or pause or effort in order to get to the wall. Leg it as fast as you can. That spike comes down incredibly fast, and if you do not go at full pelt, it will catch you out. If it's fully out and you're not up on the ledge now, you've got no way of getting past. I mean, that probably got me about 5 times or so. First time it just came out of nowhere, I had no idea what even happened. Second time I waited around, saw what happened, but obviously then couldn't clear it. and then like at least another 2 or 3 times after that, I was not quick enough to bypass the spike. I actually did it, I think I did there as well, didn't do a full jump when getting up off of the ledge below where the spike is now to where I am now. If you full jump there, I think you'll end up curling into the spike, so make a small jump there. Small jump, it's high enough obviously that you make the ledge, but not so small that but not so big you don't go into the spike. Yeah, that caused an extra bit of frustration. I'm clearing all the bits and pieces I thought were going to cause lots of problems. I mean, I'm nowhere near as elated as I was for clearing that wall jump cart section, believe me, but man, this is going much better. I'm not getting anywhere near as annoyed or frustrated as I was first time round. I guess it obviously stands to reason, given that I now know where, or remember where, a large majority of the traps are, but even some of the stuff that, even when you know where it is, it's tricky to clear. I'm actually getting through really quickly and really nicely. In this last screen, I say last screen, I think we may have got one more before the boss, but it's a bit different the style than what we've got here. But this last sort of heart section, I think it's the last one, is pretty straightforward, really. The final jump is probably the trickiest bit, but other than that, the rotating hearts at the top, there's tons of room in between on the floor to land there, and a safe spot. You don't even have to piddle about and do that quickly. Getting past the hearts that are turning big and small is really easy. There's tons of safe spots. You can take your time. There's no traps or anything here. Yeah, pretty straightforward. Indeed it is. Last screen with the hearts. But we do have one more thing before we get to the boss. This shouldn't take too long, although it is a bit kind of like a, well, hang around waiting for things kind of to happen, but or waiting for things to progress. But yeah, it's not too bad. Wow, seriously? Basically, we've got this girl here who's chucking out a whole bunch of bombs. They are clearing the path, obviously below me, and yeah, that's where we're going to have to go. We've got a long way to go down though, so and across another screen after this. So when I'm not being ridiculously clumsy and just jumping into the fruit, the tricky bit of this, or standing on a block that I appreciated would go away with the bomb that was going to explode, but didn't appreciate that was going to cause me to land on the fruit. Oh boy. Yeah, the tricky bit of this, yeah, when you're not messing up horribly at the beginning on the opening bit, is the transition from this screen to the next one. Because you're probably going to be, for example, I could actually move down here now, but I want to hang about a bit more on this screen, so that hopefully more's going to be cleared, because now basically what's happening, as you can see, is bombs are coming down from the ceiling, and it's very, you know, I have not got a lot of time. I thought I died there. Another point to make, which I'll make in a minute as well, is that it is very generous, I will say that, with its place, or with its hitbox here, in the sense that I'll probably demonstrate this after the fact, because I think it actually continues onto the next screen as well when we're at the save point. But if you actually touch, like for example there, actually, if you touch the explosion, it doesn't kill you. It's only if the bomb itself actually hits you, which is really nice, really generous. Because if you're at the top of the screen, and obviously not a lot here has been cleared, I think I can just move on now with my life. I can, yay. But yeah, if you're at the top of the screen, at the top of the second screen there, there's not much has been cleared, and you can't see where the bombs are coming down from, they're going to come down really quickly, and it's very difficult to get out of the way, or you've not got a lot of time to react to get out of the way of the bombs. So I actually thought I died there, funny enough. I thought the bomb had landed square on my head, but I must have just moved to the side just enough for the bomb itself not to connect with me, and for, let me demonstrate perhaps once more, and for the explosions here to not actually kill me. So you can see the explosions are pretty much enveloping me completely here. Let's try and do it once more. Well, that was where the bomb. Let's not go to the final boss quite yet. There might not even be any more bombs now. In fact, I don't think there can be any bombs because all the blocks are back now. So I can't prove my point anymore. But yeah, hopefully you saw it. The explosion itself doesn't kill you. It's only if the bomb itself lands on you, which, as I say, is very generous. This wouldn't be an impossible section if that were the case. You obviously get lucky with the or more fortunate. Let's say more fortunate than luck than having to be insanely lucky to clear that. And also if you've got a hiding space as well, you might have seen for much of that second screen as well, there was a block sort of over there was lots of blocks over here on the right hand side that were still there, and I could hide there. Again, with the fact that the bomb has to land completely on my head, if there were blocks above my head there, I could just piddle about on the right hand side, wait for more to be cleared, and be fine. Once I got to the point where more of the blocks had been cleared, and I had obviously much more time to react when I could see the bombs coming, that was no problem. But yeah, that section can catch you off guard in the transition from the first screen to the second screen, because if you've got no safe spots, you can't see where the bombs are coming quick enough, And they might wall you as well. If there's like a stream of bombs, like 2 in a row, 3 in a row, that you've just got no chance of avoiding, then yeah, good luck with that. But yeah, all things equal, it's not too bad. That brings us to the boss. And I'm going to say right now that I'm going to give this maybe 2, 3 goes at the absolute most. In fact, I'm going to demonstrate something first off before we get too much into it. So my first go is the lousy one. Assuming I don't die before that, because I want to demonstrate something. But yeah, in essence, this is the boss. So let me demonstrate something now. So I'm not going to do this during a normal run. But yeah, you do not want to hit the Zangief that come into the screen. So that's probably enough. I've got no chance whatsoever of clearing this now, methinks, with this going on. So I'm going to restart that. But yeah, this is the boss of this kind of like, you know, splitting this final path into sections. So yeah, this is the boss of section 1. Basically, we've got this girl coming in from the right-hand side of the screen, and that's all she does. She speeds up after a certain point in time. I think it's like the first 5 hits, and after that I've got no idea how many hits it is until the second Zangief comes in. But yeah, this is it. This is literally the boss. She comes in from the right-hand side, as indeed does the Zangief. You have to... Well, that was so awful. We might have 2 more goes at this. I don't know. It'll be when I'm getting pretty much just fed up of actually talking about this, or got pretty much nothing else to say. But yeah, hit her, keep hitting her, try and avoid her as best as possible. Yeah, avoid the Zangief as well, and just keep plugging away. There is just nothing interesting about this whatsoever. You could potentially get walled like that, or like a wall of projectiles. I mean, I should have perhaps appreciated. We're going to probably have a few more goes now, because I'm doing absolutely an awful job of getting anywhere decent into this fight. But what can I say? I'm not a huge fan. I was going to say not a huge fan of this whole area, but frankly, it's gone by considerably quicker and better than I could have possibly really imagined. But this boss, if I were going to say the area was frustrating or annoying, just caps it all off. There is just nothing interesting to this whatsoever. It is an enormous slog. I feel like at the end, particularly when she starts moving quickly, you can get completely dicked over if, you know, Zangief and her start to form a blockade that you've got literally no chance of getting past. And this is all there is to it. Yes, she speeds up. Yes, there'll be more Zangief that come in later down the line to obviously create a bit more panic and a bit more difficulty toward the end of the fight when her health bar starts depleting. But this is it. This is literally it. There is nothing interesting about this whatsoever. It is tedium personified. I don't have a fun time playing this at all. There's nothing to it. And unfortunately, as with all these things tend to be, the difficulty appears at the end, when obviously she's moving really, really quickly. And I think like 2 or 3 hits before she's actually dead, there's like a literal wall of Zangief where like another 4 or 5 or whatever spawn in or so. So and then like the final hits take her out quickly, for goodness sake, otherwise you are stuffed. Like now, for example, I'm hoping, unless she sort of comes down at my level, I'm really hoping that... Are you dead? You are. Okay, we don't even have to cut it. Wonderful. I'm going to move off that screen just in case there's anything stupid that, like before, where a spike suddenly appears or something that means I'm going to get screwed and die there. I don't even have to cut that. Fantastic. But believe me, you saw pretty much all there was to that boss. It's just like a cherry one. And in path 1 that I did, not, you know, and it's not as... I hesitate to contemplate about whether or not it's worse than the Scribble boss as well, but there's nothing to it. In terms of a strategy, all I can say is that don't shoot the Zangief. Try and stay on the left-hand side of the screen as much as possible. That gives you, because obviously once you get further into the boss, she starts moving in faster from the right-hand side. I think as does the Zangief as well. So if you're on the left-hand side of the screen, you've got more time to react, to find the safe spots and whatnot. So be on the left-hand side. And I'm not even sure it necessarily worked out that way in the go there while I was commentating over it. But all things equal, I would try to be more toward the top of the screen, because it's easier to fall quickly than climb quickly. If you're at the top of the screen and there's a wall of Zangief and that girl, then you can fall down, hopefully, you can fall down quickly and hopefully get out of the way. If you're right at the bottom and there's a wall of the girl and the Zangief or whatever, and you've got to climb up, you're going to find that incredibly hard to get out of the way, or it's going to be it takes more time to do so. So, yeah, in terms of a strategy, all I can say is be on the left-hand side of the screen. All things equal, try and be higher up rather than lower down. But yeah, she's also got invincibility frame, so you can't even just like plug away at the boss and just spam shots at her. That would make that much easier and much more tolerable. I mean, admittedly, that probably only still took less than 5 minutes to clear. Possibly not. It may even have been 3 or 4. I don't know. It might have been quicker than that, but. Yeah, honestly, with invincibility frames as well, which means you can't just spam away and you can keep shooting her. That boss is just tedious, and there's just nothing. I've nothing good to say about that whatsoever. It's. I still prefer it over the Scribble boss, because the Scribble boss just pisses me off. And I don't know whether it's better than the Cherry one, honestly. Maybe, but if it is, that's really not saying much. That's just ugh. The boss. There's such a contrast in the boss in this game. Most of them are actually not very good at all. That one included. There are a couple of good ones. The avoidance ones. I never thought I'd say that, but the avoidance bosses in this game are considerably the best ones of the bunch, and or easily my most favourite ones. It's not even funny, but yeah. Anyway, I'm pleased to have that area. That section of the final path, 1/4 of it out of the way, and that boss done. Not that the boss is that difficult. It's just tedious, and there's nothing to it. You end up honestly, not this time obviously, but first time through, I ended up just trying to do too much and get it over with quicker, trying to take liberties, trying to hit her as much as possible. And I wouldn't advise that. Once you get to a certain point through, put a premium on. As frustrating as it is, might have to wait for opportunity. Put a premium once you get past a certain point on staying alive, rather than going gung-ho for hits. Because it's easy to screw up, and then you've got to start all over again. Ugh. That boss is awful. It's not even that difficult, and it doesn't take that long in theory, but it's just an awful boss, and there's nothing redeeming about it whatsoever. Anyway, enough about that. We're done with the first section of the final path, and yay. That'll be all for this video, and next time we will continue on with the second area of the final path, which is considerably shorter. I'd like to say considerably easier, but I guess we'll see how that goes. With another boss that is frankly pretty awful, but insanely easy. And just doesn't cause frustration or anything like that, but it's just another, unfortunately, awful boss with nothing redeeming about it. But anyway, I feel like I've been going on long enough about awful bosses. We'll get to see that one, hopefully, next time. Until then, cheerio.